Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I contour, also how I highlight, how I conceal, bake, all that. So if you guys would like to see how I contour, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start by concealing. To conceal, I like to use the Maybelline Fit Me concealers, and I like to use these in the color 15, which is fair, and in the color 20, which is Sand Sable. So taking the lighter shade, I'm going to create this triangle here underneath my eyes. I'm going to be doing that to both sides. In the bridge of my nose. Just like that. I'm not going to bring it all the way down to the tip of my nose. I'm also going to create this upside down triangle right here. Placing a little bit in my Cupid's bow. Just like that. Also on my chin. Now I'm going in with the darker shade, and I'm just putting a little bit right underneath that lighter shade. This is going to help me blend the concealer into my foundation. Now I'm going to take my sponge, and I'm just going to be using dabbing motions to blend that out. If you guys can already see how that helps brighten up the under eyes. Now taking the other side, the flat side of my sponge, I'm going to take it along here just to make sure that this concealer blends in with my foundation, and as well as around my chin and above my forehead. Go ahead and set underneath our eyes, and I'm going to be using this setting brush from Real Techniques. I'm going to be using the RCMA No Color Baking Powder. Just going to dab this very lightly underneath my eyes. Going to be doing that to all the places where I did highlight. The reason I set first then bake, I feel like if I just go on and bake right after my concealer, I get like little patches of excess powder. So when I set it first with a light layer of powder and then I go in and bake, I feel like it looks a lot better, and it wears better throughout the day. So I'm just going to take my sponge into that lid. Again, this is the RCMA No Color Powder. Just going to press it in there. Take that and press underneath my eyes. I'm also going to bake my chin. I want to make sure that especially my chin is really locked in, because I feel like it's the place where we most touch each other and whatnot, and my makeup tends to break up down there. Doing a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Now I'm going to go in with the Hoola bronzer and the brush that it comes with, and I'm just going to use this to contour. Go from the top of my ear and bring it diagonally down. From the top of my ear and bring it diagonally down. First, to apply it, I'm just going to be pressing the product where I want it. And I stop right about where my eye begins. I'm going to be contour where your hairline kind of curves. I can tell where my hair goes in, so that's where I'm going to contour. And again, just using pressing motions to apply the product where I want. For my nose contour, I like to go in with a smaller brush. I'm going to be using this brush. It's from a gift set from Walgreens. I believe it's Soho. It doesn't have a name on it, but it's just a round brush. Any small brush that you can work with will work fine. If you don't have any of the brushes that I have, just use what works for you. I don't use a contour brush only for contour. You know, I use different brushes for whatever I feel comfortable and whatever works for me. So I'm just going to take that brush, tap off the excess, and I'm just going to go right on the side of where I highlighted, very lightly. Now I'm not going to bring it all the way down. I'm kind of stopping kind of stopping right there. I'm leaving that tip with no contour. If I bring my highlight all the way down to the tip, as well as my contour, my nose tends to look longer. So I want to kind of avoid that. And again, very lightly. I do like to bring it up to my eyebrows, just a little bit, whatever product is left. And I'm gonna kind of create a V in the tip of my nose. So I'm gonna go in from the middle and kind of bring it up. And do the same thing to the other side. Just like that. And then just kind of dab the tip. Now I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out. To do that, I'm gonna be using just this fluffy brush. Again, use whatever you're comfortable with. I'm gonna go ahead and start blending that contour. Now I'm gonna try to keep my brush angled, so I'm only blending up. And always be sure to blend to the back of your hairline. I also like to take my contour right underneath my jawline. And this is for, you know, my double chin. I want to discreet my double chin, so I like to contour that. And I like to kind of follow my natural jawline to the back of my ear. Don't forget to blend that as well. With the same brush, I'm going to very lightly go in and blend out my nose. So now this part I think is very important. I'm going to clean up underneath my contour by baking under there. So again, I'm going to take that brush that I used to lightly set my concealer. I'm going to take it and pick up quite a bit of product. And I'm just going to create a straight line. Now we contoured from the top of our ears down, and we're going to set right underneath that. We're just gonna let that bake for about 5 minutes. You know, do whatever else you have to do, and then you can come back and dust that off. Now I'm gonna remove the baking underneath my eyes, my chin, and my forehead. I'm gonna be using this big fluffy brush. You guys can use any big fluffy brush. I'm just going to grab it and swoop out. I'm gonna let this bake a little longer because we just applied that. Now I'm gonna go in with my blush. Now for my blush, I'm gonna be using this Kat Von D blush. I'm gonna be using this brush right here. This is a Sonia Kashuk brush. This is their blush brush. It is my favorite blush brush ever. Just gonna go in, take some, tap off all the excess. Now if you can tell, I already have big cheekbones. So I don't like to apply my blush right on my cheekbones because that's only going to accentuate them more, and I don't really want that. So I'm going to apply my blush right behind my cheekbone, right above my contour. Now if you didn't have big cheekbones and that's what you want to accentuate, then I would totally focus the blush right where your cheekbones would be. Alright, now I'm going to go in and I'm going to dust that off. Now taking a stippling brush, this one is from a BH Cosmetics kit. I'm just going to take this and blend this all in. Again, don't bring your contour down, just focus that upwards. So I do like to highlight a little bit, but not too much because I'm already oily. So I go in with the Hourglass, and this is the Ambient Luminous Light. I like to take this M330 brush from Morphe. I'm going to apply it right above my blush. Again, I like a very kind of subtle highlight. Okay. Taking the tiniest bit as well down the bridge of my nose. And then just so I know I'm applying the tiniest bit, I like to go in with my finger and applying some in the tip of my nose. Just like that. Same method to my Cupid's bow. And then just whatever's left on my brush, just going to dab some on my chin. And because I am kind of like a freak about this, I like to blend that highlight in as well. And I'm just using that stippling brush. Kind of still making sure everything's nicely blended. Okay, so that is it, guys. That is how I contour my face. You know, for everyone it might be a little bit different. It all depends on what you are trying to achieve. The whole thing about contour is, you know, about creating definition in your face and you know, helping accentuate some areas and some not so much. My face is kind of round, so I like to really focus contour on my jawline or at the you know, at the shallow points of my cheeks. So I really like to focus that. You know, as far as highlighting, you're highlighting the highest points of your face, you know, to kind of bring those out a bit more. So typically where you want to highlight is the cheekbones, bridge of your nose, a little bit here in the forehead, your cupid's bow, and your chin. You know, if you want to highlight anywhere else, by all means do so. I do like to highlight my brow bone. Alright guys, so that's it for my contour video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I hope you guys learned a little bit from me. And if you guys would like to see a tutorial on this eye look right here, then just let me know in the comment section. I'll be sure to film that for you guys. Again, I appreciate all your support. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and until next time, bye.